In June 1874, the Pearl, a 150-ton schooner, was crossing the Bay of Bengal when the captain spotted a massive brown-spotted creature gliding beneath the hull. Ignoring the warnings of his crew, he grabbed a rifle and fired into the water. After a moment of dead silence, the entire ship violently shuddered. Enormous tentacles surged from the depths, crushed the bow, and dragged the vessel under. Within 30 minutes, the Pearl sank entirely, leaving no survivors. For centuries, accounts like this were accepted as absolute fact. The lineage of these attacks traces all the way back to Norse mythology, where sailors spoke of the Hafgufa, a monster so colossal its gaping jaws resembled rocky islands breaching the surface. Respected explorers and clergymen formally documented these encounters as legitimate oceanic hazards. In 1750, Norwegian Bishop Erik Pontoppidan wrote extensively about a creature that aggressive, sudden movement could provoke into destroying entire ships. To a sailor navigating unmapped oceans in a fragile wooden vessel, the Kraken was a lethal reality of global trade. Now, look at this chart tracking commercial maritime traffic. Up until the 20th century, there were roughly 10,000 commercial ships navigating the oceans. By 1999, that number had exploded to over 86,000 registered merchant vessels. As those data points transition into a global map of modern shipping routes, you can see that human activity on the oceans is at an absolute peak. Yet, as maritime traffic multiplied nearly tenfold, reports of giant sea monsters abruptly dropped to zero. Why did the Kraken vanish precisely when we started crowding its home turf? The answer to that paradox is sitting on the bridge of any modern vessel. Take a look at this standard command center, packed with electronic monitors and precision navigation instruments. Starting in the 1990s, merchant vessels became floating surveillance hubs. They operate with mandatory 24/7 CCTV systems and central communication servers that log exactly where a ship is and what is happening around it. And above them is an incredibly dense web of oversight. Over 12,000 satellites are continuously orbiting the Earth, photographing nearly every square mile. If a captain claims a sea monster attacked their ship today, anyone can pull the satellite data, trace the exact coordinates, and instantly verify the claim. Total surveillance makes the maritime tall tale impossible to sustain, shifting the focus from sailors' legends to what they were actually witnessing in the waves. A recent ecological study by researchers Barbara Tomutani and Rodrigo Salvador gathered centuries of historical Kraken accounts. They analyzed the data completely blind to the myths, searching strictly for biological realities. This graphic isolates 4 undeniable traits across hundreds of reports. The creature was 15 meters long, moved slower than a ship, lived in deep water, and possessed massive tentacles. But factoring in the environment, nearly all verified encounters occurred under extremely poor visibility. When high-stress encounters occur in near-total darkness, the human brain relies on peripheral movement and shadows to interpret what's in front of it. In these conditions, the silhouette of a real animal is easily reconstructed into a monster to explain both the sudden impact and the resulting fear. The mythical Kraken is essentially a composite sketch, drawn by panicked minds trying to survive an encounter they couldn't clearly see. Only one living animal perfectly matches those 4 scientific parameters. This image shows the immense scale of Architeuthis ducks, the giant squid. It is an apex predator built for extreme depths. Living over 1,000 meters below the surface, it evolved heavy, muscular tentacles capable of withstanding crushing deep-sea pressure. On the rare occasions hunger drove it out of the deep ocean and toward the surface, it collided with human shipping routes. These Kraken accounts often serve as highly accurate biological descriptions of a deep-sea apex predator, simply seen through the lens of 18th century sailors who lacked a scientific classification for it. Picture an 18-meter-long squid slamming into the side of a small wooden schooner in pitch-black water. The absolute terror those crews felt was completely justified. While the core encounters were real, the wilder embellishments, like island-sized jaws and ships being swallowed whole, were calculated exaggerations spun by captains looking to secure a sensational headline. The darkness of the 18th century allowed fear to dictate the narrative. Modern technology replaced that panic with verifiable scientific understanding. Replacing panic with systematic observation allows the ocean to remain vast and mysterious, while transforming the terrifying monsters of the past into the spectacular giants we share the water with today.